YouTubers and fellow subscribers to another episode 10 of the FIFA 17 Burnley Career Mode, where things are going great. We've got 3 games to come: Southampton, Arsenal and Manchester United in the Cup, and of course in the next episode we could have an FA Cup game as well. We're just waiting on who we're going to get, and obviously Leicester City coming up in that one as well. That's episode 11, but we'll go straight back to episode 10, and our first match of the game, of the episode I should say, is against Southampton, who are lying third from bottom, along with Swansea and West Brom, who are just below them. We're in Burnley, start the day in 7th place, so we're at Turf Moor, so this was a really important game really for us. If we could get 3 points, we could then start to potentially get crash. We'll get over 30 points, and then we're just less than 10 away from getting where we want to be. So let's get over to Turf Moor, where we were ready and waiting in a shivering Turf Moor commentary box to see if Burnley could get those 3 crucial points against Claude Puel's struggling Southampton. So let's see what happened, and let's go to Turf Moor and find out. And a warm welcome to Turf Moor on a cold but very blustery day as Burnley play Southampton. Of course, Burnley won the previous match 4-0 at St Mary's and start the day lying in 7th place, just outside the top 6. Southampton are in masses more trouble because they're inside the bottom 3, and Claude Puel's side, under a lot of pressure, could really do with a big win today, but it will be tough against an informed Burnley who haven't really given up too much away in recent weeks, and again go with the same 11, and it's really served them so well. Henrik and Defoe have been terrific in midfield. There's no place for Will Hughes again, and Alexander Mitrovic again gets a nod alongside Andre Gray. There's also talk that Mario Balotelli could be coming to the club very soon as well, but at the moment this January transfer window always throws up a few surprises. Now Claude Puel's surprisingly struggling Saints, who have a decent squad. Nice of Charlie Austin in it and Jay Rodriguez, both return to Burnley, although Austin starts and Rodriguez is on the bench. It's a diamond midfield with Spolaris, Romeo, Diaz and Classy. At the hub of that, Shane Long and Charlie Austin lead the line. It's going to be a tough test for the Saints, who are battling like wolves to stay in this division, and it's a tough old slug. Our man in charge of this crucial game today is Jonathan Ross from Yorkshire. And away we go, Southampton in the dark shirts, changed shirts, attacking the goal to our left. Burnley, of course, I remind you, in claret and blue, and they're going to attack the goal to our right. This is Diaz now for Southampton to Shane Long. Return by him, finds Samares with the ball. Now Cedric out on the far side. With a good tackle there, Guffran straight in there, and it'll be a throw for Burnley. There's John Stutzy. Great job he's done so far. Covered there by Trippier, did really well, and he's got Andre Gray on his way, and the offside trap has been breached again. It's Andre Gray for Burnley. Good save by Forster. Still not away yet. Antonio's shot, and then Forster holding on at the second time of basket. Free kick to Southampton, coming up towards half an hour gone, and it's buzzing around. The free kick wasn't a particularly good one, but it buzzed around a little bit, almost like pinball. Good cut out there by Virgil van Dijk. Here's Shane Long, Austin up ahead, Diaz up there too. This is Charlie Austin against his old side, but he found a very tough barrier in Tom Heaton there. Now Stephen Defoe. Not been the best first half, I have to say, by much as we've seen all season long. And here's Andre Gray. Can he bring this half to life? Yes! Well, we've played 45 minutes, and what's been a dreadful first half in terms of goal opportunities, well, at least Andre Gray has provided some excitement towards the end of this first half, and his faithful right foot did the rest. Terrific effort into the corner, and if we've not seen too much in the way of goal activity, we've got some now right at the end of the half. Burnley will go in surely in front at half time, thanks to Andre Gray's 14th for the season. So we're into the second half, almost 10 minutes gone. Here's Charlie Austin for Southampton. One down. and struggling at the moment. They could be in even bigger bother if they weren't at the start of the season, start of tonight. They are now, but the lovely ball in. Oh, what a save to deny Charlie Austin from Tom Heaton. That was the save of the match in my opinion. There was also a foul in the build-up there by Antonio. But what a save. We're not going to get to see the save because we're going to see a replay of the foul on long there by Antonio that the referee, in actual fact, waved play on for. But Southampton here have a corner which Jody Classy will take. Flattening on the ground with not, but now properly away, and Gray can lead the charge. And Mitrovic is through as he got the pace. He has to play it back to Gray. Good 1-2. It's great now. Surely it's him and Forster. Gray, good save, Forster. Keeps Southampton in the game. Really good piece of goalkeeping here. Smashes it right footed, and Forster with combination of hand and face turns it out for a corner. Great piece of goalkeeping. Stephen Defoe with the corner. And it's in. Oh, it's a good save. And it's going to fall for number 2. And it's Gray second as well. Comedy of errors. The header was one. Great save, you have to say, by Forster. But what was Virgil van Dijk doing? He got well in his way. Then the ball ricocheted. And Gray said, thank you very much. I'll have one from a yard out. And I'll have my 15th of the season. 2-0 to Burnley. It's Kimmich and Vokes. On for Will Hughes. And Burnley now in real command of this game. 2-0 up, and there's important games to come. Arsenal, of course, to come, and then Manchester United in that second leg. Well, it's important really that they just keep what they've got now, maybe push for a third, but Southampton will try to make it as difficult as they possibly can. Cheers, Charlie Austin again. It's a nice ball to Romeo. Austin. Long. Corner. And there's going to be a change here for Southampton. Ryan Seeger is going to come on to replace Shane Long. He is huffed and puffed, but without any great reward whatsoever. And that's always a worry when your strikers are off form. Austin, who's usually a very competent goal scorer, isn't producing anything of any quality here. Maybe young Ryan Seeger could try and change things around. It's a corner though, Jordy Classy to take. And it's floated in and well taken by Tom Heaton. That was a good comfortable piece of goalkeeping there by the Burnley captain. And he really did tremendously well. Not the best at kickouts, but Tag was there to intercept. Here's Jordy Classy. Seeger is up ahead if he chooses to play it in. And what a good run that is. Seeger's in the middle. Oh, he should have scored the sub. What a chance for Ryan Seeger. Right inside the 6-yard area. That was a perfectly pinpoint cross, and the header lacked just, well, direction. We're coming up towards the last 12 minutes. Romeo did well. Diaz with the shot. No fault for Cedric here. And he's got a bit lucky there off Goffran. And that's a dangerous looking cross. And another chance at the back post. Well, Burnley riding down luck a little bit since going 2-0 up. Well, riding it, they certainly are. It's a corner, in fact. So, Jordy Classy to take another Southampton corner. Burnley can hang on in there. Oh, that's a lovely little flick onto the roof of the net. And in the end, it's not troubling any of the scorers as Turf War rejoices once again. Winter time added on. Burnley now have the game won. Southampton have given their best and they've had to fight, even though they have scored none and are going to finish with no points, and they're going to remain deep in that relegation quagmire at the bottom of the Premier League tonight. It was important that Burnley could gate crash the top 6. They might just have done that today, because they've beaten Southampton. A brace from Andre Gray, a goal right at the end of the first half, and then 10-15 minutes into the second half, a calamity from the corner involving Fraser Forster and Virgil van Dijk, and Gray helped himself to a second from barely a yard out. He couldn't miss, basically. It'd have been much difficult to miss, and Burnley comfortably beat Southampton, who are struggling at the moment, by 2-0. And what a good victory that is, and we have got into the top 6 on goal difference above Manchester City and Arsenal and Liverpool, so we're leading 3 massive big city clubs there. We're only a couple of points off the top 4, so it's looking good for Burnley. You only need the 8 points to get to our target we set at the start of the season. That was 40 points. And for Southampton, well, desperate trouble for them. 3 points now below Middlesbrough in the table. It's looking very bleak for them. Swansea and West Brom, who are marooned in at the moment. West Brom more so than Swansea, who could still get out of it, but I think it's going to be a whole lot tricky for them bottom 3 now, and Southampton just weren't at the races as far as the game were concerned. This afternoon, confirmation of West Brom, bottom of the table, of course. Palace still leading the way though after 20 games. It's to and fro. Some have played 20, most of them have played 21, but Palace topped by a point. Now we got to go for Arsenal. Tough match, but could we get 3 points at the Emirates? It would be bonus points if we could. A point would be good, but we must not lose the game. So let's get over to the Emirates to see how we got on against a tough old Arsenal side under the managership of Arsene Wenger. Well, this was the sort of test that Burnley were hoping to pit their wits against when they first got promotion last May, and this is probably the toughest test yet, but it's typical Burnley weather for their trip down to North London, their latest trip to London to face an Arsenal side that are struggling at the moment, but have signed Romelu Lukaku for £45.5 million. An amazing transfer, really, of its time at the moment in terms of inflated transfer fees and whatnot. It's an unbelievable transfer. And as for Arsenal, Lukaku does start alongside the likes of Cazorla and Sanchez. Danny Welbeck is amongst the substitutes, as you can see. Sanchez and Chamberlain will try and provide bullets on the both wings. Cazorla will play in the number 10 role. Pedacek is the number 1 goalkeeper. As for Burnley, well, I think they've lost Alexander Mitrovic now, so I think he's gone to Everton now, as Arsene Wenger looks on. And they make the one change. Sam Vogt's partners Andre Gray up front, and that's due to the fact that Mitrovic has now gone to Everton in that £20 million deal we were talking about in a couple of episodes ago. But Vogts can step up to the mark. He's got an opportunity here to prove to himself, because Stutzy will need further attacking options, I would think, as the final third of the season will come into focus, certainly after the January window. Referee is Bobby Madley. Well, we've had 7 minutes gone so far, and here's Lukaku, the debutant, and Cazorla's trying to keep that ball in, and he's done so accordingly, but 2-3 Burnley defenders were closing very quickly on him, and Gouffran is stolen away with the ball onto Stephen Defoe. And Burnley here looking to make a purposeful start here, and they've got Jeff Henrik away down the far side. It's Henrik now for Burnley. They want to start. This could be, oh, he's put it wide. But the move started from basically the other side of the field when Gouffran won the ball from Cazorla, and Henrik got away. He saw the gap, and Henrik had peeled away from his marker and almost took advantage of that. A really good opportunity there for the Clarets to take the lead, and that would have been a great fillip for them. And Coquelin, oh, he was dawdling on it. Here's Defoe, you don't want to be doing that. And here's Henrik again, and another smart save from Pedacek this time. Well, a remarkable bit of goalkeeping. I think it might have been going off the post anyway, but Pedacek couldn't be too certain. and had to turn the ball away for a corner. But really here, the early ball's being struck here by Burnley. Good ball in from the corner. Still not getting opportunity. Antonio's shot, well charged down. Burnley still have it though. Stephen Defoe, lovely cross, folks, yes! Burnley's get the goal they so desperately wanted. Their early persistence has paid off. 2-3 good chances in the early exchanges. And Sam Vokes has given John Studsey the dream start he wanted here at the Emirates. The Clarets take the lead after 19 minutes. Well, he couldn't be pleased with how the game has gone so far in its opening 25 minutes, John Studsey. And here's Antonio down the right hand side, and again Vokes is peeled away. That's Vokes again, he scored again! 2-0. Can you believe this? Antonio with a cross, and what's Petacek doing? He either did one thing or the other, and Sam Vokes gambled on us and said thank you very much and good night, nurse. 2-0 to the Clarets amazingly, and Vokes has got his second. There's an Arsenal player going down there, but Burnley well within their entitlement to carry on, although there's a few boos around. And here's Gray, Vokes in the middle, good save check. Gray tried to go alone, and then he chips it in for Vokes, who forces the best air out of Petacek. Well, what a first half this has been. 35 minutes gone, and here's Stephen Defoe. Good save. Really good piece of goalkeeping there by Petacek. Beaten twice though, culpable perhaps for the second one. Here's Robertson. Goffran. Oh, what a lovely ball. Vokes again. He's got the taste for it. Oh, what a save. Well, Petacek is having a game. Well, he's having to keep Burnley at bay here. How much space was he afforded there of the Emirates? Well, we don't know for sure, but it's forced Wenger's hand here after 39 minutes because Mesut Ozil has come on to replace Santi Cazorla here. So look into that, if you will. Corner to Burnley, looking for that third one. Another save from Cech. Well, he's having a match and a half here, the Arsenal goalkeeper. Header one really well, and I think it might have been Antonio with a header. It's another one of these Stephen Defoe ones again. Again he floats it in there. Gray's up this time, and well held this time by Petacek. Santi Cazorla, you can see there in the top corner of your screen, has picked up an injury, which is a disappointment really for Arsenal. And Goffran again going for goal, and this time Cech well behind it. I don't remember the visiting side really doing this well. Remember, we're playing on professional mode, so this is a real positivity really. Burnley 2-0 up. But has Ozil got a chance right at the last knock into the first half? He's had to play the ball back in. In fact, the referee, Bobby Medley, has brought the first half to a close. Well, what can you say about that? Burnley 2 goals up, a double from Sam Vokes after winning 25 minutes, 2 in 5 minutes for him, and Burnley looking comfortable. Half time, Arsenal 0, Burnley 2. Oh, into the second half now. Here's Henrik. Trying another shot. Gray tries another shot and another save from Cech. I don't think he imagined when he came to the ground earlier this afternoon he was going to be as busy as this. And Burnley really are playing like a team on really good form. They have really looked absolutely phenomenal today. So another corner, and it's plenty forward. It's a deep one this time towards the back stick. And in the end, Alexis Sanchez can get it away for Arsenal. Here's Lukaku. Well, it's £45.5 million, which is not being money well spent this afternoon, that's for sure. I'm sure you'll get plenty more chances here. But here he is again, linking up well with Sanchez. Sanchez, lovely skill. Sanchez, best chance of the game for Arsenal. And it came for a 1-2 initially between Lukaku and Sanchez, who cut him from the right superbly, but just cleared Tom Heaton's crossbar, to the frustration there of Arsene Wenger. And lovely ball, Gray with a shot. Oh, checks out with a day to remember, even though he's been beaten twice, and he could well end up on the losing side if he's, unless his team can find a way back into it. That's a very good save, even though you would think for a goalkeeper of his high calibre and high standard, that's a routine save. And again, Stephen Defoe to take the Burnley corner. Again, another header one, and over the top again. Michael Keane with a header this time. And the Clarets looking, I have to say, rather rampant. Good header one by the penalty spot, but in the end, just too high. Well, we've got about 7 minutes of the match to go. And here's Coquelin. Back to Debuchy. Arsenal throwing men forward, and it's Debuchy of all people. Saved it. Sure you go. No. What a challenge by Trippier. Well, it looked as if Arsenal were going to pull one back, and they were going to do so. But what an intervention from Trippier. Seconds remaining of the game, and Fuchs with a shot well palmed away. Well, Czech is having a day and a half, even though his team are being beaten. Being beaten quite well, I have to say. Well, it's a bit late now for Danny Welbeck to turn things around for Arsenal, because he's replaced with Lukaku with basically seconds to go. Stephen Defoe with another another Burnley corner, and another save from Petr Cech. I must admit that about 9 or 10 saves he's pulled off this afternoon. Stephen Defoe again. These corners he takes, they're just magnificent. And the header one, and it was Sam Vokes going for the hat-trick. It's going to be another corner, and you know who Defoe's going to take it. Another header almost coming in there, and this time surely Ramsey can get that one away. And Bobby Mandley has looked at his watch and decides enough's enough, and Arsenal have been beaten. Not just beaten, outclassed on their own turf by a Burnley team who done terrifically well. And remember, this is being played unprofessional. 2-0 winners. Sam Vokes with a brace after 19 and 25 minutes. He could have had a hat-trick presumably, but 2 was enough. A brace was enough, and it was enough for 3 points. Arsenal, another remarkable victory there for Burnley. Remember, we're doing this unprofessional, so just to save anybody who might be tuning in and thinking that we're winning easily, we are buying better quality of players. We got quality of players to what we had, and we are looking to strengthen. Don't worry about that. Of course, we've got Rashford out injured, of course, but we are looking at, obviously looking at our options. But our win there over Arsenal takes us to 35 points. We only need to 5 for what we set out to achieve. But if we can get that quickly and to maybe just push for a European spot, I think that would be a remarkable season. Plus, we're still very much in both cup competitions, and that's our focus in our final match, where we go to Old Trafford for the second leg of that EFL semi-final. That should be some game. Arsenal dropped to 9th as a result of their defeat today. Southampton, Swansea and West Brom still sit marooned. So plenty going on at the moment. We've got it. Obviously, there's 1 or 2 injury concerns. In fact, there's been an injury. Andre Gray is out for 2 months, so this is not looking good for us at the moment. So he's done his towing, so no Gray for 2 months. So we, so that wasn't what we wanted. Considering now we had to go to Old Trafford, and we're struggling for strikers at the moment. We tried to get Balotelli in. The initial bid was 22. I think it was, we tried 15, but they wanted 22, so we upped it up a bit. We still got it underneath the valuation, so we tried 19 million, because I wasn't prepared to pay 22.5 million for one player. I don't agree with that one job. So we had an offer for Tom Heaton, rejected. We also tried to get in Kevin Gamero as well. But we got Balotelli in, and so we we decided to up his wage to, well, 45 grand, give him a 20% bonus and make him crucial first team player. This was the first bid. We had plenty of wage budget to play with, but we wanted to make a realistic offer because we wanted Balotelli to come back to the Premier League. The Premier League's a duller place without him, let's be fair. So we agreed a price, as I say, with Lille. We agreed a price with Nice, £19 million. Could we get him in time for that Manchester United game? No, we couldn't. So any potential opportunities of signing Balotelli in time really took a big blow before the semi-final. Second leg, this is the second leg. We lead 2-1 from that very highly competitive first leg at Old Trafford. We had to go there, make sure we didn't concede anything, and maybe pinch an away goal as well. So let's go over to Old Trafford to find out what happened in that second leg. Good evening to you all. Welcome to Old Trafford for the EFL semi-final second leg. Remember, a place at Wembley on February the 26th is the prize, and whoever gets through tonight will play the winners of the other semi-final. We play tomorrow night between Crystal Palace and Everton. And Sam Vokes gets the nod, having had 2 goals in his previous game. Remember, no Andre Gray for Burnley, so Patrick Bamford gets the nod up front for this semi-final. Big night for him, considering now Burnley are down to 2 fit strikers at the moment. Manchester United are able to play their big guns, although Paul Pogba, their most expensive player, and Harry Kane are amongst their substitutes, but Rudy and Ibrahimovic are a strike combination to be feared. Young and Mkhitaryan could provide the proper service on both flanks, so Burnley will have to be wary. Remember, Manchester United have the away goal from the first game, we don't forget. So John Stutzy knows that this could be a tough old evening in prospect. And this is so he's obviously had to make changes. No Gray because of injury. He's out for 2 months. So Bamford gets the nod up front. Otherwise, it's the same 11 that beat Arsenal 2-0 at the Emirates on Saturday. So Burnley know they're 2-1 up, but that away goal, obviously, for United really will put it up against them. And if United were to score first tonight, then it would put Burnley under a great deal of pressure. And that's one man they've surely got to watch, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. What a lovely shot of the stadium above Old Trafford. The referee in charge is Stuart Atwell. Big night for him as well. And we're all set to get this second leg of the League Cup semi-final underway. The EFL Cup now, as it's now known. Burnley in the change shirts, kicking off, attacking the goal to our left. And really, if they can avoid defeat tonight, keep a clean sheet, they're at Wembley on the 26th of February. If the Burnley were to get through, there would be a guaranteed new name on the League Cup, because the other 3 semi-finalists, Clarence themselves, Palace and Everton, as Vokes tries the shot that just goes wide of goal, Robertson rather, tries the shot that goes wide of goal, have never won the trophy. So it's important for Burnley that they get off to a good start, don't let anything go. And actually Andy Robertson wasn't far off from scoring there, was he? Great opportunity there for him. Robertson, 22 minutes gone, and here's Robertson. Well, he's had the first 2 efforts of the game so far, and Lloris, the goalkeeper, has been equal to both of them. Here's Rooney now for United, and then the ball just touched back with great authority back to Tom Heaton, whose kick was a terrific one. Here's Bamford. In from the start tonight, Vokes trying a speculative shot, and it's well held by the goalkeeper, who's bowled it straight to Guthran. You don't want to be doing that. Here's Antonio. Plenty of space. Antonio! It could be left off for Burnley here. They've scored an away goal and go 2 goals clear on aggregate. 1-0 on the night. And it's 3-1, on aggregate. And Manchester United's away goal has been utterly wiped out by a super 25-yard right footer intercept from Mikel Antonio. And you've got to say, at this stage, you've got to fancy Burnley for Wembley. February the 26th. Antonio has done it. 29 minutes gone. It's his first goal in the cup run this season, and it could be the most important goal that could take Burnley down Wembley Way in late February. 1-0 they lead on the night, 3-1 on aggregate, and what a goal. And it's all down to Manchester United again, try and hold themselves level. Forza-Menta playing it in. Still not away, Forza-Menta again! Oh, he's put it wide and Burnley survive. Oh, that should maybe have been the equaliser on the night. Forza-Menta got through and oh, he put it narrowly wide of the far post to the dismay of Jose Mourinho. It's Schneiderlin again for United. They need to score twice to force extra time, because if it wants to end 2-1 to United, they would have to through extra time. And there's the half-time whistle here at Old Trafford. And it's Burnley who have that goal through Mikel Antonio. A 25-yard right-footed cracker separates the two teams. Burnley lead 1-0 at half-time on the night and 3-1 overall on aggregate. So we're underway in the second half. 10 minutes have elapsed and still Burnley have that one goal, but here come Manchester United with Schneiderlin. Still Schneiderlin. Oh, lovely low cross, and oh, Burnley then for a second there almost committing Harry Carey at the back there. Could have been dangerous there. And here's Goffman at the other end. Burnley trying to finish it down, and then and almost did in grand style. Look at Goffman here. Went for the shot with his left foot, and Lloris's crossbar was just cleared by inches. Mourinho throwing it out. Pogba and Martial on for Mensah and Ashley Young, and he knows he's got to throw everything at it now in this last half an hour or so. He really does. Pogba on. Trippier. Good ball. Can Vokes get there? He can. Vokes' shot, and it's an easy one in the end for Hugo Lloris. Both next game for both Manchester United and Burnley are FA Cup games. Manchester United have a home game against Birmingham City, as that cross is well dealt with there by Tom Heaton, and Burnley have to go to face another overachieving Premier League side in Alan Pardew's Crystal Palace. That'll be a tough old test, and we'll be there to see that one on Saturday as well. So two difficult cup ties for both teams. Manchester United of course face Gary Rowett's Birmingham. Here's Sam Vokes looking to try and finish the game, and that's gone into the stand for a goal kick. Burnley still, I wouldn't say cruising at the moment, but they're hurtling towards that final on February the 26th. John Stutzy's birthday, and what a day it could be for him. Such a good one for Mourinho at the moment. He needs to score twice in a quarter of an hour to even force an extra half an hour, because the goal they got at Turf Moor's been wiped out. Ibrahimovic, oh, they couldn't get the touch. Zlatan Ibrahimovic played it in, and Rooney, I think, and Martial were both in there. And now Vokes at the other end. What a rip-roaring second half we've seen here at Old Trafford as Vokes shoots over the top. But really, the action came at the other end, really, when we look at the Vokes chance again, when Ibrahimovic couldn't find his target. Martial. Here's Ibrahimovic, back to Martial again. United throwing everything at it in the last 3 minutes. They need to score twice. Mkhitaryan. Still Mkhitaryan, played in, and off. Well, it's a corner. United's fans at the Stratford end trying to soak the ball into the back of that Claret's net, but the Clarets won't be budging, and Heaton takes it at his near post, and that surely must be that. Just takes the time, takes the heat out of the situation, but he kicks it straight to Royo, but he's lost it, and Henrik now can just waste a few more seconds. Here's Sam Vokes. Good advantage played by the referee. There was a bit of shirt tugging, and he'll have to pull it back. No, he won't. He's blown for time, and Burnley will go to Wembley on John Stutzy's birthday. Make a note of the date, February the 26th on the Sunday. The winning goal came after 29 minutes. He wiped out the goal from the first leg for Manchester United away from home. Antonio with a 25-yard cracker, and Burnley were playing either Crystal Palace or Everton at Wembley. Final score, Manchester United 0, Burnley 1 on the night, and it's Burnley who go to Wembley. 3-1 aggregate. Apologies about the sound problems, but you know what it's like. You get what I just. 3-1 aggregate winners, I said at the end. That was the thing I was attempting to do, and that's what happened. In the other semi-final, which took place the night after, Crystal Palace also won to Wembley, 3-1 aggregate winners. So, 2 first-time League Cup finalists. Burnley and Crystal Palace, never been to Wembley before in this particular competition. Burnley of course, in their first Wembley final, now through to their first Wembley final since 1961. And they'll face Crystal Palace. And it's amazing how 2 overachieving Premier League teams, both really without any major success for quite a long time, have got there and are enjoying their day in the sun, and quite rightly too. Burnley certainly overachieved. The target was relegation avoidance, and we've probably done enough now to stay in there, even though we're certainly going to stay up. We've got 35 points. We only need another 3 or 4, and we're safe. And then we can look at Europe. From potentially we could get into Europe through the League Cup. Now we're into the next round of the FA Cup, of course, and we've got to go to Crystal Palace, believe it or not. So in theory, we've got a dress rehearsal as the first episode of the first game of the next episode. So we have a little bit of a dress rehearsal. So that's going to be interesting. A month before the actual final. So that's going to be quite interesting. That's absolutely for sure. So amongst the 4th round games, Spurs have got Southampton. Charlton go at home to Liverpool. Everton play Bournemouth. Just having a look at a few more of the games. Chelsea got to go to Millwall. West Ham have got Port Vale. Manchester United, as I said, play Birmingham. And what about that at the bottom? Sunderland against Newcastle United. A weird time derby. And that will be a very, very tough proposition. And I think that'll be a tough old game, that one. Middlesbrough, of course, play Watford, another old Premier League game. So too, Hull and Swansea. And a bit of a West Country derby as well, as you can see. Exeter play Bristol City. So some really corking games there. We've got a corker as well against Crystal Palace. Surely the game of the round, arguably, would be the Tyne-Wear derby up at the Stadium of Light. Now, Balotelli, going back to him, he declined our initial offer, so we upped it to 60 grand. So we upped it to 60 grand. We gave him 2 extra years on his contract. So we gave him a 5-year contract, and we said we want you to be a crucial player, because we needed somebody in. We only had 2 fit strikers. Of course, we had Marcus Rashford coming back from injury, but we've lost Andre Gray. And of course, we sold Alexander Mitrovic for 20 million. So to Everton. So we were using basically the Mitrovic money to get Balotelli in, and as I say, you know, this would be a very good deal for us. We'd already got Will Hughes in the window, so this would be our second transfer in the window if we were to pull off Balotelli. Liverpool struggling there to try and keep hold of Philippe Coutinho there, and Balotelli accepts. So Mario Balotelli becomes our second transfer of the January window, and I'm not sure if there's going to be more left. I'm not sure the budget will allow me maybe to make another signing, perhaps, but that was a good offer. I mean, we got him for under 20 million, which is probably a million less than what we sold Mitrovic for, so to Everton for. So really good business done there. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the episode. We start, of course, with Crystal Palace next time out in the FA Cup, then Leicester, and vice versa. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Stay obviously subscribed to the JB Claret YouTube channel. Watford's the 3rd match of the next episode, by the way. That's the final match. Don't forget, Twitter address Stutzy83. But for me, JB John Stuttard, I hope very much you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ra.